Hello everyone, it's us, the passionate team at TV Channel Days Drama Digest. If you're a die-hard fan of the iconic soap opera Days of Our Lives, you know that Salem is a town where secrets fester like wounds that never heal, and every revelation comes with a tidal wave of drama, betrayal, and heart-wrenching confrontations. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most explosive storylines that's got everyone buzzing: the enigma surrounding Sophia Choy and the paternity of her baby, Tesoro. Is Sophia hiding yet another terrible secret that could shatter lives and rewrite alliances in Salem? We're here to dissect this nail-biting plot twist, expand on the chaos unfolding, and speculate on where this roller coaster might lead. Buckle up, soap fans. This is going to be a wild ride through the tangled web of lies, love, and legacy in Days of Our Lives. Let's set the stage for this dramatic showdown. Picture the iconic Brady Pub, a staple in Salem where so many pivotal moments have played out over the decades, from heartfelt proposals to brutal betrayals. It's a place that reeks of history, with its worn wooden bar, the faint aroma of chowder wafting from the kitchen, and the dim lighting that casts long shadows over whispered conversations. But on this fateful day, the action isn't inside the cozy confines of the pub. It's out back, in the alleyway that's seen its share of clandestine meetings and desperate escapes. That's where they find her, Sophia Choy, the young woman whose life has been a whirlwind of poor choices, misplaced loyalties, and now a baby whose very existence is a powder keg of controversy. The they in question? A motley crew of Salem's most invested residents, each with their own axe to grind or heart to mend. Tate, the brooding young man who's been caught in Sophia's web of deception. Holly Jonas, once Sophia's closest confidant, now seething with righteous fury. Amy Choy, Sophia's own mother, whose world is crumbling as she grapples with the stranger her daughter has become, and the power couple Johnny D. Mara and Chanel Dupree, whose dreams of building a family hang precariously on Sophia's next words. They drag her figuratively and almost literally from the shadows behind the pub to the front, where the harsh light of day exposes every flaw, every lie. The air is thick with tension, the kind that makes your skin prickle and your pulse race. Sophia, with her disheveled hair and wide, panicked eyes, looks like a cornered animal, knowing full well that the truth is about to come crashing down. First up in this interrogation squad is Tate. Oh, Tate, the quintessential Salem heartthrob with a chip on his shoulder the size of the Kiriaki's mansion. He's been through the ringer, believing for months that he was Tesoro's father, only to have that rug yanked out from under him in the most humiliating way possible. Why, Sophia? Why did you lie to me for so long? He demands, his voice a mix of raw pain and simmering rage. You can almost see the flashbacks playing in his mind, the tender moments where he held baby Tesoro, imagining a future as a family, the sleepless nights worrying about diaper changes and college funds, the pride swelling in his chest at the thought of being a dad. But it was all built on quicksand. Sophia knew, she knew, that the paternity was up in the air, that it could be someone else's child. Was it a calculated move to trap him, to secure a stable life in the affluent Black family? Or was it desperation, a young girl's fear of facing the unknown alone? Tate's confrontation isn't just about facts, it's about betrayal on a soul-deep level. He's pacing back and forth, fists clenched, his usually charming demeanor cracked like fine china dropped on concrete. The audience at home can feel his heartbreak, and it's the kind of performance that earns Emmy nods. Raw, unfiltered emotion that makes you root for him even as you question his own past indiscretions. And then there's Holly Jonas, Sophia's former best friend turned arch-nemesis. If looks could kill, Sophia would be 6 feet under right now. Holly's anger is a force of nature, a hurricane of hurt and indignation that's been building ever since Sophia's schemes started unraveling. Remember when they were inseparable? Giggling over crushes, sharing secrets in the dead of night, plotting harmless pranks on the boys of Salem High. Those days are gone, buried under layers of deceit. You were my best friend. Holly spits out, her voice trembling with the weight of shattered trust. How could you do this to me? To all of us. Holly's fury stems from more than just friendship betrayal. It's personal. Sophia's lies have rippled out, affecting Holly's own relationships and reputation. Perhaps Holly feels guilty for not seeing the signs earlier, for enabling Sophia's manipulations. Or maybe it's the sting of realizing that their bond was one-sided, that Sophia used her as a shield against the world's judgments. In this moment, Holly stands tall, arms crossed, her eyes blazing like twin flames. The drama here is palpable. Two young women, once allies, now locked in a battle of wills that could define their futures. Will Holly ever forgive? Or will this feud escalate into something even more destructive, like the infamous catfights of Salem's past? Enter Amy Choy, Sophia's mother, whose confusion is a heartbreaking counterpoint to the anger swirling around her. Amy has always been the picture of quiet strength, a single mom navigating the choppy waters of raising a daughter in a town like Salem, where scandal is as common as morning coffee. But now, as she watches her daughter crumble under the onslaught, Amy's world tilts on its axis. "Sophia, what have you done?" she whispers, her voice laced with disbelief. Amy realizes, in this gut-wrenching instant, that she may not know her own flesh and blood at all. All those late-night talks, the shared meals, the proud moments at school events, were they all facades? Did Sophia hide her pregnancies, her affairs, her deceptions from the one person who should have been her rock? Amy's confusion morphs into a profound sadness, her face etched with lines of worry that seem to deepen by the second. She's torn between maternal instinct, to protect her daughter at all costs, and the dawning horror that Sophia's actions have endangered not just herself, but an innocent child. As a viewer, you can't help but empathize with Amy. She's the everywoman in this saga, the one who reminds us that behind every dramatic twist are real human costs. Will Amy stand by Sophia, or will this revelation drive a wedge between mother and daughter that's impossible to mend? Amid this emotional maelstrom are Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree, the couple whose stakes in this drama are perhaps the highest. Johnny, with his DiMera intensity and charm, and Chanel, the resilient entrepreneur who's overcome her own share of heartaches, have been yearning to start a family. Baby Tesoro represents their shot at happiness, a chance to adopt and build the life they've dreamed of. But adoption processes in Salem are never straightforward. Enter child services, bureaucracy, and the ever-present need for transparency. "Just tell the truth, Sophia," Johnny urges, his tone a blend of impatience and empathy. "Let us give Tesoro the home he deserves." Chanel nods beside him, her hand gripping his tightly, a silent show of unity. For them, this isn't just about paternity, it's about legacy, about breaking cycles of dysfunction that plague families like the DiMeras. They've jumped through hoops, endured background checks, and poured their hearts into preparing for parenthood. Sophia's reluctance is a roadblock, a frustrating delay that tests their patience and love. The tension here is electric. Will Sophia's confession pave the way for their happily ever after, or will hidden truths derail everything? Johnny and Chanel's presence adds a layer of sophistication to the confrontation, reminding us that in days of our lives, personal dramas often intersect with larger family dynamics, creating alliances and enmities that span generations. Surrounded by this barrage of accusations and pleas, Sophia is a picture of overwhelm. Her face pales, her breaths come in shallow gasps, and the weight of all those eyes on her seems too much to bear. The pub's front stoop, usually a place for casual hellos, now feels like a courtroom, with Sophia on trial. She stammers, tries to form words, but the pressure builds like a storm cloud ready to burst. And then it happens. Sophia sways, her knees buckle, and she collapses to the ground in a dramatic faint. Gasps echo from the group. Tate rushes forward instinctively, while Holly rolls her eyes in suspicion. Is this genuine? The stress of the confrontation could certainly overwhelm anyone, especially a young mother fresh from the trials of childbirth and secrecy. Pregnancy and postpartum periods are no joke, and in Salem, where everyone seems to operate on adrenaline, a breakdown isn't out of the question. But Days of Our Lives thrives on twists, and we can't help but wonder, is this feint a clever ploy? A desperate bid to buy time, to evade the questions that could expose an even bigger secret about Tesoro's father? The paternity puzzle, the heart of this storyline and potentially Sophia's terrible secret. We've seen paternity swaps, faked tests, and surprise fathers in Days of Our Lives more times than we can count, from the classic Beau and Hope saga to more recent bombshells. Sophia has already admitted that Tate might not be the dad, but who is? Speculation runs rampant in fan forums and our own Days Drama Digest chats. Could it be a one-night stand with a mysterious stranger, perhaps someone tied to Salem's criminal underbelly? Or worse, is the father a prominent figure, like a DiMera or Kiriaki's heir, which would ignite a custody war of epic proportions? Imagine if it's E.J. DiMera himself, adding fuel to the family feuds. Or what if it's Brady Black, Tate's own father, creating a twisted Oedipal nightmare? Sophia's faint could be masking morning sickness from another pregnancy, or perhaps a medical condition linked to her past indiscretions. The drama potential is endless. Hospital scenes where secrets spill under anesthesia, DNA tests tampered with by vengeful exes, and emotional breakdowns that redefine relationships. Let's explore how this story might play out, step by step, in true soap opera fashion. First, the immediate aftermath of the faint. Paramedics arrive because in Salem, medical emergencies are as frequent as coffee breaks, and Sophia is rushed to University Hospital. There, under the watchful eyes of Kayla Brady and her team, tests reveal, well, that's where the writers could go wild. Maybe it's anemia from stress, or perhaps a complication from childbirth that hints at neglect. Tate, ever the softie, stays by her side, his anger melting into concern, setting up a potential reconciliation arc. Holly, skeptical, digs into Sophia's past, perhaps uncovering old texts or diary entries that point to the real father. Amy, racked with guilt, confesses her own secrets. Maybe she knew about Sophia's wild side, but turned a blind eye, adding layers of familial drama. Meanwhile, Johnny and Chanel press forward with adoption papers, but Child Services demands full disclosure. This could lead to a courtroom showdown, with lawyers like Belle Black or Justin Kiriakis arguing passionately. Tesoro, the innocent baby at the center, becomes a symbol of hope and contention. Flashbacks would abound. Sophia's lonely pregnancy, her internal monologues about the father's identity, perhaps a steamy encounter that viewers didn't see coming. The faint could be a turning point. Sophia wakes up, amnesiac, or with selective memory loss, forcing everyone to piece together the puzzle. As the plot thickens, alliances shift. Tate and Holly might team up as unlikely detectives, bonding over their shared betrayal. Amy could seek solace from unexpected sources, like Maggie Horton, drawing in the elder statesmen of Salem. Johnny and Chanel's marriage is tested. Jealousy creeps in if the father turns out to be someone close. And Sophia? Her character arc could go redemption or villainous. If she's hiding a secret like the father being a dangerous fugitive, it escalates to thriller territory, chases through the woods, anonymous threats, the works. But let's not forget the broader implications for Days of Our Lives. This storyline echoes classics like The Baby Switch with Sammy Brady or The Paternity Lies involving Philip Kiriakis. It explores themes of youth, responsibility, and the cost of secrets in a small town where everyone knows your business. Sophia's faint isn't just a plot device, it's a metaphor for the overwhelming pressure of living in Salem's spotlight. Will she emerge stronger, owning her truths? Or will the secret devour her, leading to a tragic exit? Fans, we're obsessed. This arc has all the hallmarks of peak Days: high stakes, emotional depth, and endless twists. If Sophia's secret is as terrible as we suspect, perhaps involving a forbidden affair or even a cover-up of something criminal, it could reshape the canvas for years. Imagine crossovers with other Horton or Brady branches, pulling in veterans like Roman or Sean. Sophia's fate might delay the inevitable, but the truth will out, and when it does, Salem will never be the same. What do you think, viewers? Is Sophia faking it, or is there a bombshell waiting? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.